taught about Hiroshima. You were not taught what comes next. These are the words of the people who were there. We used AI to reconstruct what they described. Hiroshima, Japan's seventh largest city, 350,000 people. By 1945, every major Japanese city had been firebombed. Tokyo, Osaka, Kobe, Nagoya. Every city except Hiroshima. It had never been bombed. Not once. This was not mercy. In May 1945, the Target Committee, a group of military officials and scientists, met in Los Alamos. The meeting minutes still exist. They needed an intact city, no prior damage, a clean target, to measure the full destructive power of the new weapon. Hiroshima was kept alive, so it could be destroyed completely. Sunao Tsuboi, age 20, university student, 1.2 kilometers from the epicenter. It was a beautiful morning. The sky was perfectly clear. I was walking across Miyuki Bridge on my way to class. I had no idea it would be the last ordinary moment of my life. 3 weeks before Hiroshima, 70 scientists who built the bomb signed a petition. They begged President Truman not to use it on civilians. They proposed a demonstration blast on an uninhabited island. To show Japan the weapon's power without killing anyone, the petition was classified. Truman never saw it. Meanwhile, Captain William Parsons was so worried about the bomb exploding on takeoff that he made a decision no one had planned for. He climbed into the bomb bay of the Enola Gay mid-flight over the Pacific at 31,000 feet and assembled the firing mechanism of the atomic bomb by hand with a screwdriver. Akiko Takakura, age 20, bank clerk, 300 meters from the epicenter, one of the closest survivors. I saw a bluish-white flash outside the window. I dove under my desk. When I opened my eyes, the building was gone. I was lying in the open air, where a moment ago there had been a ceiling. She looked around, where her colleagues had been, rubble and sky. 300 meters from the epicenter. She lived to be 91. August 6th, 1945. 2:45 a.m. Tinian Island. Enola Gay took off. Crew of 12. In the bomb bay, little boy. 4 tons of uranium. 6 hours. At 8:09, they saw the city. Clear skies. The Ioi Bridge, the aiming point. 8:15 a.m. The doors opened. 43 seconds of freefall. Paul Tibbets, pilot, Enola Gay, from a 1975 interview. After the flash, I saw the shockwave coming, a visible ring in the air. The plane jumped like anti-aircraft fire. My co-pilot Robert Lewis wrote in his log, "My God, what have we done?" 80,000 died in the first second. Everything within 1 kilometer vaporized. People, buildings, trees, stone. Further out, clothes caught fire on bodies. 3rd-degree burns at 2 kilometers. Those closer left only shadows. Thermal radiation bleached the stone. Where a person stood, it stayed dark. They vanished, but their last moment remained. For 7 years, the U.S. military censored all images of the aftermath. Japanese photographers were ordered to surrender negatives. Hospitals told not to publish radiation data. A Japanese film crew documented the ruins for months. Their footage confiscated and classified for 22 years. Americans did not see a single photograph of what their bomb did until 1952. Setsuko Thurlow, age 13, schoolgirl, 1.8 kilometers from the epicenter. When I came to, everything was dark. I was buried. I heard children crying, "Mother, help me." But the voices grew weaker, then silence. When they pulled me out, I walked through my city. I could not recognize a single thing. No landmarks, no streets, no buildings. Gray rubble to the mountains. She walked through a city of 350,000 and could not find a single recognizable object. But the worst revelation was still classified. The U.S. flew in medical teams, not to treat survivors, but to study them. The Atomic Bomb Casualty Commission examined thousands, took blood, measured symptoms, but they were forbidden from providing treatment. The survivors were research subjects. 3 days later, a second bomb. The target was Kokura, but clouds covered it. The pilot made 3 passes. Couldn't see. Fuel low. He turned to the secondary target. Nagasaki was destroyed because of the weather. The bomb detonated directly above Urakami Cathedral, the largest Catholic church in East Asia. Mass was in progress. Confession was being heard. A Christian nation destroyed the largest Christian community in Japan. Sumateru Taniguchi, age 16, postal worker on a bicycle, Nagasaki. I was blown off my bicycle. When I got up, the skin on my back and arm was hanging off. I didn't know where to go. I ran for 3 hours through the burning city before someone found me. The survivors, Hibakusha, were not treated as heroes. They were treated as contaminated. Employers refused them. Families rejected marriages. Medical support law. Not until 1957, 12 years later. Stigma not of heroism, but radiation. Claude Etherly, American pilot, flew weather recon ahead of Enola Gay. His job, confirm clear skies. He radioed, bomb primary. After the war, he couldn't live with it. Robbed post offices to get arrested. Committed to psychiatric hospitals. Wrote to philosopher Gunther Anders. He said he needed punishment, but no court would convict him because what he did was legal. Robert Oppenheimer spent his remaining years trying to stop what he had created. Opposed the hydrogen bomb. Called for international control. In 1954, the U.S. revoked his clearance. Called him a security risk. The bomb's creator. Punished for having a conscience. The scientists who said no. The pilot who went mad. The survivors who were shunned. None of this was in your textbook. Today, Hiroshima has over 1 million residents. Streetcar 651, blast survivor, still carries passengers. Shukein Garden, 1620, destroyed 1945, where survivors came to die by the water. Rebuilt. Koi swim again, but at the entrance, a memorial plaque. The museum holds ordinary objects. The scorched tricycle of 3-year-old Shinichi Tetsutani. His father found it in the ruins, buried his son with it. 40 years later, dug up the grave, donated the tricycle, so the world would know his son had lived. Every August 6th at 8:15, a bell sounds. 1 minute of silence. Children fold paper cranes. Millions. Sadako Sasaki, 2 years old that day. 10 years later, leukemia. She believed. 1,000 cranes, your wish comes true. She folded 644. In 2024, Nihon Hidankyo, the Hibakusha organization, received the Nobel Peace Prize. Average age, over 85. They are the last witnesses, and they are running out of time. Little boy, 15 kilotons, primitive. 1 Trident warhead, 475 kilotons. 30 Hiroshimas. 1 sub carries 192. 12,000 warheads exist today. Doomsday clock, 90 seconds to midnight, the closest ever. February 28, 2026. The US and Israel struck Iran. Iran's nuclear program, a stated objective. The word nuclear is in the headlines every day, 80 years after Hiroshima. Setsuko Thurlow, the 13-year-old from the ruins. She is 93. In her 2024 Nobel lecture, each person who died had a name. Each had a dream. I beg the world, do not repeat Hiroshima. Do not make another generation carry what we have carried. Hiroshima asked the question we still haven't answered. 5,000 years of civilization can end in 43 seconds. This story must not be forgotten, not because it is in the past, but because it can happen again. Thank you for watching The Silent Chronicler. If this story moved you, subscribe. The past never stays buried.